Hi guys, in this video I'm going to do a manicure with Dazzle Dry Vigor, and this hand I'm going to do with, or this hand was done with electric file, and the other one was done with regular cuticle remover. So check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing Dazzle Dry manicure because it's been lasting so well on this client that we're just going to continue because this is amazing. This is 3 weeks, over 3 weeks, probably a month, so it's incredible. So there's somewhere a little bit of chips, but so far it's really good. Okay, so first I'm going to remove this polish, and I'm going to do this with pure acetone because that's my preference, and because I can really see what's going on and where the cuticle is when the nails are dry, when I'm doing the cuticle removal. And it comes off nice and clean. The nails are usually in a very good condition, I have to say, when Dazzle Dry is removed. The nails are just smooth. I noticed the same thing on the feet, so that's a good thing. Okay, so because we have some of the nails quite long, I'm going to just shorten them with EFILE. I prefer to shorten them this way as opposed to clipping them. It's just preference. I can see there was a little bit of peeling, so they definitely need to be shortened. Peeling might be due to my client swimming a lot, because as we know, water is not, especially excessive soaking your nails in water is not very good for the nails, because what happens is the nail absorbs a lot of the water and it expands and then it contracts, and that constant movement is just very hard on the nails. Okay, so I'm going to use my brand new file. See how that works. So this file is from Mont Bleu. I got them from Czech Republic, so I'm gonna leave a link below if you guys are interested. It's really good. It feels very smooth, but it actually does a very good job. And I'm used to these kind of longer, bigger files, but they also have a smaller file, so if you're just filing your own nails, the small one is really good too. a smooth surface. There's a little bit of peeling on this nail and I just have to take it down because otherwise it's just going to peel off even further with the nail polish. And this is also my new tool. It's a cuticle stick, a glass one. So this part is pretty smooth because I was afraid that this part would scratch the nail, but it's not scratching the nail. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do probably electric file. Okay, so I'm going to do one hand with electric file to show you the difference. And then the other hand, I'm going to use the cuticle remover. So I'll use the cuticle remover here. And this is Blue Cross. And see how this works with my new cuticle stick. The reason why I like the EFILE is because it's very, very precise. So I'm not using this for speed. I'm using this for precision, and it can also, I use it for just smoothing out this area here on the side of the nails. And when I use very, very gentle pressure, it just removes the cuticle without harming the nail whatsoever, because I just do these little taps. And that's it. And this is the reason why I use pure acetone usually, is because I can really see what's going on where the cuticle is. Because if the area is exposed to water, when it's like soaked with water, you can't really see what's going on and where the cuticle ends and where the nail starts. Because right now the cuticle shows up as like this white tissue you can see here. This little white tissue, that's a cuticle. And what I pushed back before was the proximal nail fold, which is a living skin. So what I do is I push the living skin out of the way, and then I remove the cuticle. So you see this can gently just smooth this a little bit. So I'm not trying to remove dry skin, because you can't really fix dry skin by removing it. It's just to kind of smooth the area a little bit so the cream absorbs an oil a little bit better. If there was any like calloused areas, but just to freshen them up. I'm not going to town trying to remove every piece of hardened skin. This is great. And now we're going to remove the cuticle remover from the skin with water. You really want to make sure that you neutralize the remover, because it can irritate the skin. And now we'll see how this stick works. Yeah, very nice, very nice. So you see now the cuticle is, I'm doing almost like a little circles. The cuticle is lifting from the nail plate. Awesome. I'm going to snip this little skin in a second. So after this part is done, I usually go with the buffer block a little bit around the cuticle because you can't see it, but sometimes there is a little bit of rough kind of skin on the nail, little pieces. So if I polish that, the polish is just going to kind of get stuck on those little pieces. Go around it again. Okay, so this normally it's just, you can actually use the side probably, but I'm gonna use the EFILE, I'm going to be honest with you, because it works the best. Just to smooth this. Okay. So usually this side doesn't need as much buffer because I used kind of a buffer. But sometimes with this I kind of push back that proximal nail fold as well, but it looks good. There's not much that we have to do here. And I try not to, well, I don't go over the whole nail again, because if we do that all the time, we're going to just thin out the nail and damage the nail plate. So as you can see, there is still a little bit of peeling here. I'm just going to smooth it. And with the buffer, you can kind of go over those hard sides of the fingers. Gently. All right. Make sure I really scrub the nail, scrub the sides. So now I don't use the oil at this point and cream. So yes, I know the nails look a little dry, but it doesn't matter because again, it gives me a very good view of what I'm doing. And we can apply the oil and cream after the nails are polished and dry. This dries in 5 minutes, so not a big deal. Make sure that you clean the free edge as well. Okay, make sure the base coat is super clear, because when the temperature drops, sometimes at night, it gets a little cloudy looking, so it has to be perfectly clear, because if it's cloudy, it's not going to stick to the nail properly, and sometimes the polish will just peel off. It happened to me at the very beginning because I didn't read the directions. I like to apply the base coat quite thin so it dries evenly. I like to do thumbs separately because I like to have the hand flat when the base coat is drying. The base coat is very, very watery. It's a very different consistency. It almost feels like water. And it takes a few seconds to kind of set up, so I don't want it to start dripping to the side. And I make sure that I cover the whole nail with the base coat without touching the skin, because if the polish is applied on a bare nail without a base coat underneath, it's going to flake off from that area. So I always turn the nail to the side, make sure everything is covered. Okay, now I ask the client to hold their thumb kind of this way. Perfect. And then the other one. Usually takes like, I don't know, 15 seconds for this to set. And now this hand, I'm going to do 2 base coats. Dazzle Dry recommends 2 base coats on the hands and 1 on the feet. Especially if I have a client with peeling nails or nails that are more flexible, then definitely 2 base coats is a good idea. I find on really hard and thick nails, 1 base coat is enough, but do whatever works for you. On toes, I use 1 base coat, except for when I'm removing, if a client had a semi-permanent or like gel polish on their feet, then when I'm switching them to Dazzle Dry, then I would use 2 base coats, because usually their nails are a little damaged for a couple times, and then usually once the damage is grown out a little bit, then I can go with just 1 base coat. It works very, very well. I absolutely love Dazzle Dry on toes. And when I mentioned that, make sure that the base coat is clear, it's you have to warm it up. So you have to put it in a cup of, like, inch of hot water to make sure that it becomes clear. Okay, it's very important to make sure that the base coat is fully dry. There was no wet patches. So the second coat of base coat is going to be not as matte as the first one, which is fine. But always look out for little areas around the free edge, making sure that they're dry. Otherwise, the polish, when you're polishing, is going to stick to that area and become really stringy. Okay, so today we're going to use Vigor. And the first coat I like to use quite thin, and then the second coat is a little bit more generous. Clean this out later. Okay, so the first coat is already dry. As you can see, it's quite matte. That's how most of the Dazzle Dry polishes dry. They dry quite matte. So then we know we're ready for a second coat. Okay, you can see that this is still a little wet in the middle here. Okay, now it's dry. I find that like a gentle wave is okay, but I'd never put Dazzle Dry under like a fan or anything like that. Apparently it's not supposed to be dried that way. And generally I think polishes dry better when they're dried naturally without any fans, because fans can actually make the polish dry unevenly and cause like bubbling or just some weird stuff going on. so it's better to apply thinner coats and have some patience. Just going to clean up that little nail. The rest looks good. I don't need to even correct anything. So I'm just going to grab acrylic brush. That was obviously never used for acrylic, but it has a good point. These kind of cleanups, you want to make sure you use pure acetone and not like a regular polish remover or anything. So just double checking how they look. Everything is good. They're dry. So now the top coat. Okay, I'm going to let them dry now for 5 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. So I'm going to use Maintain oil. And my favorite cream as of late. Okay, so this is it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.